Hi, you guys. How's it going?
Hey, Jess.
Jess.
Hey.
Hey, Jess, you okay?
No.
Yeah, you sound.
You sound a little stuffy.
Yeah, I've been going through it, but all is well. Y'all know I don't never cancel the call. So, Latif, Omar, a lot of y'all know him as Omar. He's going to be doing the call today. Omar is the one that everybody knows. He ended the course. I think it was was it 2020? It was 2020, actually. I think it was October 2020. And he didn't start he was in his demo account for a while after the course, and then he started trading live January. And then he's the one that flipped $100 to 40,000.
Legendary Omar, right? Nice.
He's gonna be running class tonight, and he is one of my other amazing students. So thank you so much, Omar, for coming through. Okay, and all right, you got it. I'm about to make you the host. Okay.
All right. All right. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Same to you.
Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Omar.
Look, if you guys are like me, you guys had to kick your family out the house because you have stuff to do. They didn't want to go, but they went. So
I'm hiding in the bedroom right now, so we good.
hey. So today's call is going to kind of be short, sweet, to the point. We're going to go over markups to start off with. I don't mind questions throughout. Interrupt me when you feel like you need a question, but just be respectful of each other. And we're going to do charts, and then we're going to also have a little psychology call, because I feel like that's the hardest part about trading. Everything else is a walk in the park, but understanding your mind and how it works. I was reading something one day where it said that trading is like being your own therapist, and it's 100% true, because you're literally you and yourself. And if you don't know yourself well enough, trading definitely gets you to that point where you have a better understanding of yourself. But we're going to get right into it. I'm going to go over, I'm going to give you guys an entry point today. I have one trade that almost ready. And then I'll go over a few markups on the higher time frames with the major and minor structure. And then you can ask questions about that. And then we'll move on towards the psychology. And then you guys can ask questions about that. So let's start it off. And bear with me. This is the first time of me talking, in front of people like this, bigger crowds. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but it's life. You eventually got to get over it and get to it. So we're going to start off with GJ, right? I'm going to go over GJ this week, EJ, UJ, and gold. Them are the four that I see that are going to be beneficial for me this week.
I don't know.
Start it off. Can you mute yourself, please? I believe. In front of people like that. Job. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but it's like, I got to mute yourself. All right. So we're going to start off. So understanding trading there's three components to understanding trading. There is trend lines, there is your fibs, and then there is structure. Each one plays a huge role, and they work, in comparison with each other. You can't be a good trader unless you have all three locked down. So it took me a while to come to the conclusion to understand that, I need to sit back and master each step as its own, and then bring it together in the end. And that has taught me how to, really sit back and relax and enjoy the market and literally let the market come to me. So for this week, we have an overall uptrend on GJ. Even though I'm looking for a sell, my overall analysis for the week is a buy. I'm sorry, did I say that wrong? I think I said that wrong at the beginning. This week is overall buy for GJ, okay, I said that right. We're in the sell right now. So on major structure, we have an impulse correction impulse, which identifies an overall buy. I have my fib, which has already hit negative 27%. I don't know if you guys can see, which is right here. So in my head, I understand that my TP was hit, right, on my major structure. So now I'm just looking to go into the market and literally just have fun and take what it gives me, because I don't assume anything. You can't assume nothing in this market. You literally have to let the market talk to you, and you have to listen back. And it'll tell you exactly what it wants to do. So on my major structure, I know I'm in a buy. If you go down to your 30-minute, we trade, Jess has taught you guys, break and retest, which is perfect, right? So at this very moment, I'm going to hide this. At this very moment, we're in an overall uptrend on your minor structure. You have an impulse, correction, impulse, which is a continuation of this uptrend. I will not get into a trade until I have a break of structure, a pullback to this trend line to go to my new resistance area. Day by day, take your trades day by day. Nobody can predict the future. Nobody can, see 5-6 days into the future. But at that very moment, you can kind of get an idea of how your day is going. So like, for instance, if you wake up and you see the weather and you're like, oh, it's sunny outside, you know how to dress, right? If you wake up and you see it's going to rain today, okay, I need to grab my umbrella, I need to get my hoodie, and work on that day. We can't predict what's going to happen Tuesday. I mean, we have an idea, but the weather changes from day to day, so the market's the same way. You can have an idea of what's going to happen for the week, but you really just have to focus and home in on your day-to-day skills, right? So this is what I see for this week. I see, where did my markups go? I'm literally just going to wait for this break, retest. You guys understand break and retest, correct?
Yeah, we do.
All right. So I'm literally just going to wait for a simple break, retest, apply my fibs to my chart. This is a prediction. This is not what's going to happen because the market pushed down further, come back up. But regardless of how it does it, when it does it, get in for your trade, all right? Look for nice break retest. This one only gives me a prediction of, I think, like 40 pips, let's say. No money. Nope, 60 pips, 81 pips. That's a great week to start off with, even if you do $1 a pip. When I first started off, I was only doing 10 cents a pip. I know we've all been there, trying to get $2 in a day and feeling happy when it hits 50 cents. I don't know if you're anything like me, but for the most part, 81 pips is a great, play for the week. So just simply wait for your break and retest on this. We're in an overall uptrend for this one on both sets, and we're just waiting for that buy. This is simple, trading. Now let's go to our next chart. Now we're on EJ. We have an overall buy on the 1 hour. So we've just recently broken this. I'm sorry, my charts are messy as hell, but I understand my charts. Once you get good at what you do, all this is just like background noise. It's like having kids. They run around, you're hearing, but you just focused on what you got to focus on. So we have the impulse correction, another impulse. We have a break of my blue line, which is my major structure. I'm gonna click on it so you guys can get an idea of what I'm looking at. This is impulse correction, impulse, right? So then we have a break at this point right here, right? I can see a pullback down, which would be beautiful. I don't know if that's going to happen. Once again, this is a prediction. It's what I would like to happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But when I get my pullback, I'm going to come in with a fib. But I have to wait for my pullback in order for my fib to be drawn. A fib is drawn from A to B to C. If you don't have your third point, it's no point in drawing your fib. It's incorrect. That's where it comes into play, as in the beginning, where I told you guys that you had to focus on each individual asset in order to, come to as a collective to make, your overall charts and get your analysis. My fib isn't ready, so therefore I'm not going to draw a fib. I'm not going to rush it, but I will catch pips on my minor structure, which is my 30-minute. If you see right here, same thing. It's so simple, but yet so hard. And that's where psychology comes into play, because you literally have to understand it's simple. You're just fighting yourself. Same thing. Impulse correction, we're waiting for a simple break, retest, all we're waiting for. Once you get your break and retest or your fibs on it, call it a day. So that's my analysis for EJ. I have a sell again on EJ, but I don't trade until it gives me the verification in order to trade, right? So I can want this to do this all day. I can ask for it. I can praise God, do what you do to get what you need. And if it doesn't do what I needed for it to do, then I'm not going to enter the trade. It's not ready. So therefore I can't make it be ready. But that's my analysis for EJ this week. UJ, the same thing. It's also simple, yet so complicated. Let me tell you. We have this impulse correction impulse. We're waiting for another break and retest again. Catch it to this low. Once the retest happens, you throw your fib on there, and apologize for the noise. That's my aunt coming downstairs. Throw your fib on there, and just call it a day. And another chart is gold. All right, this is something I want to explain to you. I wrote a few notes just to get an idea of what I had to give you an idea on. So this is where minor structure and major structure plays a key role with each other, how they do a little dance and they correlate with each other. So I have this resistance area right here drawn, right? So on the 1 hour, I have a break. I have a 2-point touch, which creates a trend line, right? But I also want to catch this little pushback up to this trend line. I don't assume anything. So when I don't assume, I simply trade off my trend line. So I break myself down to my 30-minute 2-point touch. Here we see price moving in a downward trend, waiting for price to break out of the red. This is my red trend line right here for entry to the black line, right? So once we have that break retest, I'm going to pull this. I'm not putting a fib on this one. This is where you get good at what you do. You know, you just wait for certain things to happen. This comes with time. This comes with reading your charts. This comes with putting in the time and the work and the effort in order to even get to this point. 91 pips easily on gold because I'm simply just taking it to this trend line. I'm not drawing a fib because I understand that overall we're in a nice breaking, nice downward trend, but we're also sitting on this resistance area, which lets me know it wants to move up. But once again, I won't get into this trade until I have a break of this small trend for that pullback up, you know. And these are rules that even I had to learn how to follow myself. You know, I would break my rules all the time. And when I broke my rules, I realized why I wasn't, you know, receiving the end result that I was supposed to receive, you know, and why it was happening. I would journal it in, or I'd get mad, and I couldn't be mad at myself because I was breaking my own rules, you know. And once you realize it's literally yourself doing your self-harm, you know, you start to get better at, you know, your trading. So I'm just going to go over what I see for the week on my time for anybody who wants to check a trade. I have GJ going for a sell after my break and retest. Basically everything is a sell this week if it happens to break. EJ as well, UJ as well, and then gold. Does anybody have any questions for me as far as structure-wise? How do I enter? You know, what do I see?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
On your 30-minute charts, how tight is your supply and demand zones? Like every time
that's a good question because I had a call a few days ago, and we're on a chart right now where somebody had their supply and demand on here, which is a great area. I usually let the market breathe. I get the market space to breathe. I'm not too tied up on the market when you first start off with, but it's really how you see the market, because how I see it and how you see it is two different ways. There's no really wrong way, but there is a wrong way. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. You just have to sit back and back test. Back testing is going to help you the most. But for instance, I always find 2 points on my supply demand zone. So for instance, touch 1 and touch 2, you know, or I came through, this is the first touch, this is the second touch, this is my third touch. That solidifies my resistance before you. See you later. Here again, first touch, second touch, that solidifies this area right here, you know. And it's the same with all my charts. I follow the same rules. And I just keep them rules in play. I never let them change. And like here, 1, 2. Let's go see if I can find one more. UJ. Again, 1, 2. You know, keep it simple, keep it clean, to the point. Have any more questions?
Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
How do you analyze your directions most of the time? Where it's going?
Trend lines. Structure is one. Structure is key. Identifying structure plays a role into identifying. So breaking higher highs or breaking lower lows or breaking higher highs helps me identify the structure. Like now I can look at a bear market and just tell the direction of the market, but without having markups or anything, because you know structure. Structure is breaking higher highs or breaking lower lows, you know. So for instance, if I didn't have anything here, if the market was completely bear, I would know this is a simple uptrend. And I can say without looking at anything, this trade is going down. This is starting to break and form lower low just by looking at pure structure alone. That's the overall though. Right there and now, I'd have to go in and do my homework and, you know, add my charts and you know, apply what I know. And then that'll give me the bias for my right now money.
Hey, Latif, I got a question.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, brother? All right. So are you just trading once a week, and then once you get your TP, are you taking the whole week off? Or are you spending your time off? Like let's say the next 5 days you have free, just back testing. Like what are your habits?
Well, at this, I don't back test anymore. I'm at a point where I just mark up and I just know. But my habits are I usually trade. I mark up 7 pairs. I do touch crypto as well, but that's for another story and another day completely. I know you see it, so I'm going to say because it's there. I don't touch these besides major, holds or buys. But for my FOREX, what I do is I mark up either Sunday night or I mark up Saturday night, and then I just wait. So you see my blue areas, I know what I'm looking for, and I'll set my alerts. And once my TP hits on my trades, I'm usually done. But if I do see something that's clear as day, and I know for sure, I will take trades, just because why let easy money walk out the door, But for the most part, I'm done by Wednesday. By Wednesday, I done made my goal, and by Friday, shoot, I'm just making extra money at that point. You have any more questions? All right.
Actually, Omar, real quick, I just had a quick question for you on UJ.
Yes, sir.
So like my chart looks exactly like yours. So I actually have a zone drawn right above where price is right now. And so I'm just kind of waiting for a trend line to break and retest as well. But what if it breaks above that level? Just looking at the 4 hour, could it go higher? Like if it break and retest that zone?
The market can do whatever the heck the market want to do.
Sure.
Listen to nobody. The market don't care about me or you, buddy. Let me tell you.
Of course.
They can't do nothing to the market. The market's going to tell you what it wants to do. But if it goes higher, then you would, restructure. And this is where you have to move with the market. So if that does happen, okay, I would have to delete what I have. I would take this down. I would literally just delete. I would delete this. No, that I like that. But I would delete this, and then I would just let market formulate what it's going to do above it, because it could push up and then come back inside. You understand? So I would just have to say, okay, this trade wasn't ready for the week, and I would just mark this trade up and wait till next week. Or it might not be ready today or tomorrow, but come Thursday or Friday, it might be ready. So therefore, I'd mark up, as I go along. And I do mark up as I go along. So as a week goes through, the trade might be done. If I wake up and I see a 2-point touch, I'm drawing a trend line real quick. And I already have my resistance areas, and I'm just gonna, wait for it to break and then go for it.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, man. You're doing great for your first call, by the way.
I appreciate you.
So when you stayed in your demo account, how long did you stay in your demo account? And when you said you tested each thing individually?
Right. I was in my demo account for like 3 months. Jess kept on cursing me out, talking about getting your live account. And I was like, yeah, no, like I need time to sit back and digest it. That's just how I am. Like, I started off with, this is just a backstory to add on to why I stayed in my demo account. I started off with IML when I first started trading. And they used to want me to recruit, and I used to tell them no. I used to argue with my recruiter, like, recruit, and I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna apply, what I learned, and then I'll go out and help people as I go. But I never wanted to, recruit. So, because I'm the type of person, I trust you, but first I must verify. So I got to go through it and make sure it works. It is what it is. You can tell me something all day.
Facts.
It is. So exactly. So you can tell me something all day, and that doesn't mean that is what it is. So I trusted Jess. I even watched Jess for a year before I even paid for a class, and then I got into the, class, did what I did. And then I had to sit back and apply what I learned. So me, I know that it takes time. I'm a little slow sometimes. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but me, sometimes it takes time for the click. And I just know myself, I like to take my time and really digest what I've learned. So I sat in my demo for about 3-4 months. Some people learn faster than me. It depends on, yourself and I know myself, right? So me knowing how I am, I took my time in my demo again. But what's for me might not be good for you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So that just all depends on who you are as a person. But me, I did about 3-4 months of my demo before I really got comfortable and understood what I was looking at when I was talking about.
Hey, Latif, I had a question for you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
I was wondering, how did you determine like what your PIP goal was going to be?
I really don't look at PIP goals. I trade off of literally the fib. Like my fib is my PIP goal. That makes sense? Or a
that makes sense.
Or when I showed you gold. So let's go back to gold. When I showed you gold and how it was going to go up to this trend line. Like even though that's a PIP goal, like it's not a PIP goal. I'm just taking it to that area. It just happened to be 93 pips.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
Okay.
For sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have any more questions?
Hey, I got a question for y'all.
Sure,
Yeah, I got one after he get done. Can you hear me, Omar?
Yes, I can.
It's kind of off topic a little bit, but then again, it's not. But can you apply Jess's method to crypto?
Can you apply? Have you tried?
Nah, I haven't. I mean, I have a good understanding of how the crypto market moves because that's where I started at. But I haven't tried it yet because I'm still in the course.
All right, there's a lot of people on this call. So what I'm gonna tell you is learn her strategy and then go see for yourself. All right.
I didn't hear you.
I said there's a lot of people on this call. So what I'm gonna tell you is learn her strategy, take your time, and then go see what you go apply it for yourself and see what you come up with.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Get a good answer though, but go apply. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Any more questions? I know somebody had a question after him.
Yeah, it wasn't really a question. It was more so like a comment.
Yes, sir.
Jess has talked about your story a bunch of times about how you stayed in your demo account for about 3 months or more. Just getting it all down pat before you hop into the market and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And then I heard you also say, not everybody learns at the same rate and everything. I felt that, bro.
Right.
And you know what I mean? I don't think that was too much time, or just because you may have went over the 12 weeks that, they say you're supposed to, get done with the course in that amount of time and everything like that, just because it went over that. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to learn a skill that's going to pay you out for the whole, for the rest of your life. You can pass down to your kids and everything. So, and then look at you now, so, I just salute you, brother, from afar.
I do. I appreciate that. Appreciate the love, man.
Yeah.
I have an actual question.
Yes.
Jess talked a lot about you and how you flipped your account. And I know you just said that you started off with like a 0.01 rate when you were doing your trades or whatever. How did you, I guess it's a two-part question. How did you get to the point where you flipped your account so heavily? And how did you get that confidence? Because some of us, myself, are struggling with gaining that confidence to be able to put larger lot sizes on your trade. So how did you get that? And did you get was it like a gold trade that made you really shoot through or something like that? Or what happened?
All right. So when it first happened, the confidence came from me that 3 to 4 months in my, demo. So because I was building the skill set up and understanding that, it's going to happen each week. And once you get over the fact that, because honestly, when you're going through it, you're going through it, right? So me being where I was in my mindset, dang, this is a story to tell. But let me see if I can break it down for you. COVID had happened, so, and I lost my job and I crashed my car. Car got totaled. So my mind was heavily on trading, right? So I'm like, all right, God's pushing me. He wants me to do this, right? If he didn't, everything wouldn't be happening at this moment. Like everything was telling me yes, yes, yes. Why everything around me was telling me no, 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 right? So that was my first confident boost. I'm going to tell you that. Life gave me a confident boost. Behind that came, me finding Jess and staying in the structure and understanding that, she taught me what she learned. So that's my second, okay, somebody already went through this. I'm not trying to figure this out for myself. I've already been given the platform, or not a platform, that's not the word I'm looking for. I've already been given a strategy that works, so I'm not out here trying to figure it out. I just have to figure it out, right? So then me sitting back and watching the market, and not Hawkeye in the market, but watching the market marking up and seeing how it plays out and why it did this and why it didn't do that. I'm a why person. I ask why all the time. I'm not going to assume. I don't assume anything at all. I'm going to ask the questions, why this, why that, because there is a reason for it, there is a reason why it didn't go out the way it did and why it did go out the way it did. So basically just a lot of back testing, and gold was my baby. Like GJ and gold made me money. So my first trade, I hit $1,000. When I hit $1,000, it was, I think I entered 3 times. I entered on a 0.15, right? So, and it didn't hit my TP. And I think it was like 20, 30 pips in profit. I just pulled. I was happy, because that first $1,000 like a little rush. So after that, I just took off, just ran with it. So I wasn't hitting TP. And that's, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't hitting TP. I was pulling money before it even hit TP. And I wasn't really comfortable in the fact of me letting my trades ride. And then I sat back and I lost like $5,000 one day. And I was like, all right, you bugging, you're getting too happy. You need to sit back in and relax. So then I went back to the drawing board and I started letting my trades go with my TP. And I had to sit back for like another 2 months to get comfortable with TP, because you see that money come up and then come down, it messes your psychology up. When you're $3,000 up and then it comes back down to like $1,000, you're like, wait, that's $2,000 I just freaking lost. You know what I'm saying? So everything in your body says pull, pull, pull. But once you get comfortable, understand that structure is king and structure ain't gonna do you wrong, you sit in it. So you start to get comfortable. Did that answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you for your transparency. Working through that same kind of mental thing with lot sizes and pips and things. So thank you for that. I appreciate you explaining that.
No problem at all. Any more questions?
Yes. Yeah, Omar, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
When you get your alerts hit, do you enter on your phone or do you enter on your laptop, or how do you make your entries?
Okay, so my process in trading is I mark up on TradingView. I mark up on nothing but TradingView, and then I enter on my phone off of MetaTrader 4. That's just as simple as it is. I use my phone, my brain, and my computer. That's all I use to trade.
Okay, thank you very much.
My laptop goes everywhere with me. I don't have a computer. I just keep it simple.
Omar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the issue I have personally, for example, gold. When I look at daily view, it going up to the minus 27, and
Right.
I don't see.
You talking about this area right here?
Yes.
Okay.
I see even like if you go to daily time frame.
Give me a second. Give me 1 second, buddy. I hear you. You said 30 time frame, yes.
Daily time frame, daily.
You say that one more time.
Daily.
Daily. Okay, daily. Got you. I do apologize.
No worries. And if you look at the fib, it reached minus 61.8. Then if you look at the reversal, it looks like it should go to minus 27.
You talking about, I don't have a daily fib, so I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. And I have a few fibs going on. So can you kind of point me in a direction in which?
Let me see, 1 second. Okay, so if you look at daily, on the 16th May, that was the low. And the high.
Estimate the time frame.
Is it daily time frame? So 16th May was the low, and the high was 24 May.
Omar, are you there?
I think we lost him.
His battery was low.
He just said his phone his computer just disconnected. So he said he'll be back on in a second. But in the meantime, and my voice is like really, really bad right now. I'm super sick and I have a fever. So y'all's call that's supposed to be tomorrow for the people that's in the automated course, I'm gonna see if Liz can do it, because something's wrong with me. All right.
No worries, Jess. You take care of yourself.
Just take care of yourself. If you can't do it,
Keep in your prayers.
It's cool.
No, it's cool. I've been on bed rest for a week, so I don't even know how the hell I got sick. But yeah, I don't know where Omar is. He's supposed to be coming back.
Hey, Jess.
Worry Jess about it.
Hey, Jess. I know you're not well. This is Sheree, but the baby that you're birthing is going to do a lot of great things, because the attacks that's been on you since you've been pregnant, we're going to pray that those attacks be lifted and that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But the baby that you're birthing is going to do many great things in the earth, just like her. So this attack We come against it in the name of Jesus. We come against and we speak healing over your body from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Be made whole.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
No doubt.
On now.
I apologize, guys. Amen. Amen. Thank you for saying that.
No worries.
Sister Love. So I was in the middle of a question, I believe on gold. We were talking, I can't remember the gentleman's name. We were talking about on the daily. Are you still on there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So what were you saying again? I do apologize.
So if you look the low on the daily time frame, which is the 16th May 22, and the high on 24th May
15th May 22. So you're talking about right here.
Yeah.
Right. And where are we going to? What do you expect?
On the 24th, that's the high.
24th. Let's look. 24th.
24th May. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about May. I do apologize. You expect price to come back here?
No, May, no April. May, 24th May. So that's the high. So yeah. So from A to B.
Okay.
And then
Look at it on a 1 hour, it looks better.
Right. I just want to hear him out because I don't know where he's going with this, but I kind of got an idea.
Yeah, because I see it going down, but overall it should, I believe, I don't know, it should go to minus 27.
Right.
So I want to know, is that correct or I'm wrong?
So you're seeing a continuation for a sell. That's what you're saying?
No, for a buy.
For a buy?
For minus 27. If you take a feed from A to B.
Right. Well, we're at a resistance area, right? So even on the daily time frame, you can see resistance at this point, right? So you can see price came down and wicked out, pushed back up, and then it shot straight through, right? So that lets me know there's heavy respect right here, right? We have wick and then we have a heavy shoot through because it needed the momentum in order to push through this resistance area, right? So there are two confluences that lets me know this is resistance at that very moment. So then price pushes back up. It resists again because it lets me know prior to here that was already resistance, and then it gives me another confirmation that we have heavy resistance here. So this gave me even if I break it down to the smaller time frame, I can see on a bigger time frame that we have, this area. And then it pushes up, breaks up again, and then it's letting me know we have resistance because I believe it's wicking out. This is heavy wick exhaustion, right? And then we have this heavy pull down. Now at this very moment on the daily time frame, what we see is price just opened up because it is Sunday. We have resistance at this little smaller area. Now you're expecting an overall buy, right?
Yeah.
If the market gives you that, that's what you go for. If it doesn't give you that, you can't go for it. But, that's where you come into play with your structure and, your time frame correlations. Now, what I can tell you is I have an impulse correction, I can see price coming back up to this area, clear as day. I can see it, don't mean it's going to happen. But I do have an understanding of why you said what you said, but you just have to kind of wait and let the market tell you what it's going to do. I can't predict that far into the market. All I know at this very moment is I'm waiting for this impulse correction so I can make my money off this 93 pips. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Did I answer?
Being not what you think.
Exactly. And I don't think a lot on these charts.
I just need to say something though, because you're never going to be trading off the daily.
Right.
Never. So where he said at the beginning of the call that you need to take it step by step, you need to take it step by step. Like the higher time frames you need to be aware of, but you're not trading off the higher time frames. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Any more questions?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Omar. When it comes to, I see that, you do your markups on Trading View, then I guess your entries are you maintain it on MetaTrader 4. When it comes to MetaTrader 4 versus the MetaTrader 4 app for your phone versus the Trading View app for your phone, what are the pros and cons? Like, I just want to know what's significant that stands out about MetaTrader 4.
That's a good question because it took me time to not even trade off my phone. So even when because I go out through the week, I'm on the go, and even as I start accumulating money, I plan on traveling a lot more. So I'm trying to get used to me trading off my phone. But when I was in the house, I came to realize that I need to not touch my phone to look at my charts. Unless I have an alert already set and have a blue line. You understand? I don't mark up off my phone because I can't get the bigger picture, the bigger view. I do have my phone, where I can go on my phone and look at my markups, but I will never draw a trend line on my phone compared to my computer. Okay? Did that help you?
No, sorry. What I was saying was they have a trading view app on the phone as well. So
Right,
you can
right.
follow on the phone. But
Right.
why did you choose MetaTrader 4 versus, I guess you don't want to interfere with your markup on trading view?
You mean I can mark up?
You
Okay,
could you could have it on your phone as well, like
Right.
trading view. Okay, you could have it on your you have it on your computer, right? But you could also have trading view on your phone and do exactly what you do on your computer on your phone. So what's the difference between monitoring trading view app on your phone versus MetaTrader 4 on your phone? I guess that's what I was trying to.
All right. And I think I answered it. Maybe I could answer it a different way. I come to find that, I used to trade on my phone and do trend lines and markups from my phone on TradingView app, but I come to realize that I can't see the bigger picture and I can't see the whole structure sometimes. Like it's a smaller screen, you can see it, but it's like, it's too much going on sometimes. So I've come to realize I've never trade on my phone. I would never draw a trend line or a fib on my phone. I would always go to my computer. But I do watch it. So if I have an alert, so say for instance, we're waiting for this break and this retest. If I have an alert on my phone, and I'm not by my computer and I know I'm already waiting for a break and retest, I can see all this. So I already know what I have coming, right? So if I get the alert on my phone, I will go to my trading view and look at it, but I wouldn't touch trading view itself. You understand?
All right.
I will only touch from my computer. Did that answer your question?
So sort of, because I whatever I can do on the computer, I can do on the trading view on the phone.
Right. Well, when your charts get messy and they get complicated and it's a smaller screen, I have an iPhone. I know how big your phone is. But I just like to, right. There you go. Simple as that. This is Jess. No one should ever mark up on the phone. I mean, what other way can you say it,
Okay.
Just don't do it, man. Your computer's right there. The money's not going anywhere. So just don't.
All right.
All right. Any more questions? No problem.
Yeah, Omar,
Hey, I got another question real quick.
Yes, sir.
I had a lot of connections, so I don't know if you already addressed it. But
I do too,
on
brother.
this chart, we're looking at right now with the trend line and your bars pattern, it looks like you have a small a zone right there where the bars pattern is meeting the trend line.
Right.
I'm looking at my phone. All right. So my question is as if you jump into that trade off that trend line, let's say that zone, are you doing two entries? Or are you just letting the prices like push through that gray zone right below it?
So my entry is coming. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. My entry is coming from the touch of this red trend line right here. After it gets to this area, I'm gonna get in again, because if it gives me what I need to give me, I'm gonna definitely get in again. But that's not, that's not a break and retest. So that's for another day. That's like an advanced. Once you get comfortable with break and retest, then you can go do your own thing. But you have to learn the rules first in order to break them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem.
I just want to say your pip trap is awesome, though.
I appreciate it, man.
So Omar, you said that you don't do a pip goal, but so what do you set as a goal to say 7 trades in a week or
2 to 3? That's simple.
So you guys, hold on. I have to say something because I talked about this so many times. Your goal should be, how much do you want to increase your account by per week? Because that PIP goal is different for everybody. Somebody might be a scalper, somebody might be an intraday trader, somebody might be a swing trader. It's going to be different. Secondly, my throat hurts so bad. Secondly, when you're looking at executing your trades, you don't execute until you have an entry. So even like where he said this was 93, I talk about all the time, even in y'all's course, when you get to the very last like one where I go over that trading plan, I talk about how the only time you should even have a daily goal is if you are a scalper, because during the week, you don't know when your trades are going to be ready. You don't trade because the market's open. You trade because it's ready for you to execute those trades. Does that make sense? Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And everybody's different. Like what people trade is different. Some people might take 2 orders on gold and that be their one trade for the week and they hit their goal from that. Liz has talked about multiple times and even Nullis talked about this last week where like he's done trading by Tuesday because of the goals that or because of the trades that he executes. So it's like when you're attentive to the market and you see whatever it is that you're ready for, that is when you execute that position. And you don't want to look at it as what should my pip count be, because that's when you start forcing trades. So please do not do that. Just look and say, how much do I want to increase my account by every week? And then once you get that number, that's when you stop placing the positions. And that number should be different for everybody also. Like I talk about all the time, mine is 20% a week. If you do 20% a week, even if you just take the most basic number and you say, hey, let's say, I don't know what y'all start y'all's accounts with, but let's just take it all the way back to like grade school. Let's say somebody says, I want to start an account with $100. Anybody can flip an account from $100 to $120 by the end of the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's 100% easy to flip 5,000 to 6,000 by the end of the week, because 20% of $5,000 is $1,000. It's the same concept, but when the numbers are different, they look different. So, but once you come from it from a mindset of account percentage and compounding, and then once you get to a certain amount, like if drawdown scares you or you get to a certain amount, you can withdraw your account back down to whatever it is, whatever number you're comfortable with. But you have to look at like compounding growth opposed to like, hey, this is my pip goal for the day, because that pip goal might not get hit. The market might be in consolidation. Like you don't know what's happening at that point. It's just when you see it, you got to take it.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. I had one other question. Jess, I don't know if you've looked, but July 4th is the first Monday next month. So I don't know if you're going to have a meeting or how you want to handle it, but I just thought I'd give you a heads up.
She just answered that, dude.
No, he said July.
So the one for, it's supposed to be tomorrow, not July. And that's the one I just said that I was going to look to see if Liz can do it. But if not, y'all will have one before the month is over. But like, I don't even know why I'm sick right now, because I told y'all last week I was on bed rest. I was supposed to speak at a conference in Las Vegas. And then I had to cancel it. And yeah, so I don't know. Honestly.
Just rest yourself. Just please. Like, I mean, it's kind of hurting a lot of people on here to hear you talk like that. I mean, just rest. Just please.
Yeah, we agree, Jess. We agree.
Hey.
You need to get better.
I'm not a woman, but I mean, I have kids, and like the stress that you're going through, you're kind of putting that same stress on the baby. You know, just rest yourself, do what you got to do. I mean, people should understand. I mean, you got enough great students in here that could fill your shoes. I mean, just everybody just be mindful of a situation, please. We're gonna lift you up in prayer.
Don't even stress about the call tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can just wait. It's no stress about it at all. Jess, we want you to get better.
Right. Exactly.
I know, but I don't want to cancel it. So if Liz can't do it, then y'all will have a call later this week. I mean, not later this week, later this month. But I promise y'all I still have your call for the month. I just don't know when it's going to be yet.
Well, we appreciate your dedication, Jess. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Maybe we should end this call so you can get better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
agree.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Omar. Thank you so much, Omar.
Thank you.
No
Thank you, Omar. Thank you,
Thank you,
Jess.
Omar.
Thank you. Thank you.